And we are back talking with Winnie Sun, financial expert, about mental health and open enrollment. Americans are prioritizing their mental health, and Winnie has some great information during this open enrollment season. Thank you so much, Winnie, for joining us today. How are you?
Thanks so much, Christine, for having me. It's great to be here with you.
So let's first focus on a survey that Aflac recently did about this. Tell us more.
Well, the 2022-23 Aflac WorkForces Report found that half of the American workers surveyed are currently facing burnout. This is a 52% jump from last year. And as you know, it isn't healthy to have this in your company. This can impact job satisfaction and loyalty. Employees want to know that their employers care about their well being. So the report found that only less than half of those surveys said that they actually feel confident in their understanding of their health insurance policies and the choices that they're making during the open enrollment period, which is where we are right now.
And were there any surprising results that came about from this survey?
Well, Christine, what really surprised me is just how little time most people devote to researching their benefit options during open enrollment. Most of us spend less than 30 minutes on this, which we know is less than we take usually to plan a vacation. And that 90% just select what they picked last year. But as we know, a lot has happened in last year. The last few years, employees should really take the time to explore their options and what's best for them and their households, because the report shows that we're struggling emotionally and financially this season. So it's important for everyone to know that they're not alone.
And as a financial advisor, what is it important for people to know about this open enrollment season?
Well, Christine, open enrollment is one of the most important times of the year. For households, the decisions you make will affect you for the entire coming year. They're important, impactful financial decisions. So for families, healthcare costs make up such a big chunk of your household budget. So it's important to research your options. You want to have the right coverage you need for the time that you need it, whether it be HMO, PPO, or any other insurance that you can afford. Make sure to ask also about mental health coverage. This is now covered more than ever. So companies such as Aflac are providing these different types of policies, and consider including supplemental insurance, which can also help bridge the financial gap between many of the traditional policies. Because you've probably heard of a crisis in the workplace, which makes these decisions that much more important for workers.
And did the report touch on issues with inflation and other concerns that consumers are having right now?
Absolutely. Inflation is the big word. It's impacting everything from the cost of Thanksgiving to gas to all parts of our household budget. It's had an even bigger impact for many on their mental and emotional health. And as you know, this affects how people feel, how they show up at work, how they show up at home. In an Aflac study, they found that a whopping 86% of employees who reported high levels of burnout also have suffered other mental health challenges in the past year. So we're talking anxiety, depression, trouble sleeping. Half of the workers shared that their personal mental health had negatively impacted their job performance. So companies such as Aflac have taken note and are providing more mental health coverage into their policies.
And how are employers dealing with issues such as burnout?
Well, it's interesting. I recently chatted with a friend who told me that the pandemic had taken a toll on her son. He was about to start high school and his mental health was struggling and he really needed help. And she did what many parents would. She reached out to their health insurance policy, and learned that all of his needed therapy sessions would not be covered at all. So it's devastating for the family. And you know, the last few years have been tough and more people need mental health services now than ever. So companies who care about their employees and of course business productivity need to make mental health a priority in the workplace. So a lot of employers are turning to supplemental insurance options that fill in these gaps. So Aflac has introduced mental health coverage to its individual short-term disability and group critical illness products.
And where can we go for more information about everything you've mentioned?
For more information, you'll want to check out the Aflac WorkForces Report, which can be found at Aflac WorkForcesReport.com. And of course, we'd love to invite you and your guests to the hashtag Winnie Sun tweet chat with Aflac's Senior VP, Chief HR Officer, Matthew Owenby, which is going to be Wednesday, December 7th.
Well, thank you so much, Winnie Sun, for joining us today. I appreciate this important information about open enrollment season, our finances, mental health, burnout, and much more. Thanks for your time. We'll be back with more right here on Mountain Connections right after this.